Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for taking some time tonight to hop on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Welcome to episode 184 of the Blitzstick. I'm here with Rashad Raymond from William and Mary University, and I'm excited to have him on to uh, listen to his story of how he got to where he is today and much more. So, welcome.
Thank you.
So, how did your recruiting process start?
Out of high school, I'm originally part of the COVID class. So, like class 2020. I ended up going to Virginia Military Institute first. Um, it wasn't my first choice, a military school. I used to have dreads at first, had to cut it off to go there. Um, but I just made the most of it at that point. So going to military school really taught me and molded me into the man I am today because I had to learn a lot of discipline and a lot of keeping a steady head growing up. So waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and going to formation, having class from eight to three, 8 to 4, and having practice afterwards, having to manage my time. So at VMI, Virginia Military Institute, I also studied and got my bachelor's in civil engineering as well. So at first I just took it because I was like, all right, well, I'm going to school for free. I'm also get a free education out of it. I'm also take advantage of my opportunity. And at first, I was in there just regular gen ed classes, just I'm doing my thing. And it turns out like I'm actually not the best, but I'm actually like being able to like keep up with the work while playing football.
Mhm.
So I always want to shout out to my teachers for taking extra time with me, everything like that, helping me get the degree I have today. And so during that time, just it was a lot of like what really carried me through VMI was just my teammates for real, because it's like a brotherhood. It's mainly an all boys school. If you want to
Mhm.
go have fun, you gotta go to James Madison or UVA or anything like that. But that's kind of hard to go to because you're always on a strict schedule. They always keep an eye on you, so you really can't afford to get in trouble and stuff like that. So, but I made the most of my time there. I never forget people that over there that helped me get through that tough time. My teammates and all everything like that. They were my roommates as well. And then after that, I ended up graduating from VMI in 3 years. And I was taking summer courses I was like at VMI during the summer. Or if I can't find it, I find like that class in the summertime. I'll probably go to a community college and transfer it over there. So that's what I did to help me speed up the process to graduate early, and that ended up working in my favor. So after that, I ended up getting in the portal, going to another D1 school, UT Martin, in Big South OVC. You know, it was definitely a time there like to really like that was really like wasn't my lowest point, but it's definitely like okay, well I'm at a new school, I don't know nobody. I gotta try to figure out these coaches, try to figure out the players and everything like that. You know, it turns out it just I was working hard, but I feel like the system wasn't for me. But I never complained about it. I stayed down. I ended up going to get another like it wasn't like a whole degree, but I ended up getting certified for my OSHA 30 and my FE as well for my engineering. So I definitely took advantage of that opportunity as well. But I came in there, practice every day, worked hard. I didn't complain. I was always cheering for the next man up. Uh, going into that season, I never looked back. I don't regret anything that happened like at UTM. So going into spring ball, you know, I feel like I had my best spring game, my best spring season. You know, just the cards didn't fall in my favor, and I had to take advantage. And coach basically was like, "Hey, like we like you, but we trying to bring somebody in from the SEC school." And I was like, "No, it's cool. Like, I know, like I'm not needed, or like I'm just getting strung along." So I just ended up. So he basically gave me the suggestion to like decide to decide to leave, and if I had no other options, I can come back, but it's not going to be the way I planned it. So not going to be the season I wanted because probably gonna be splitting carries with like 4 or 5, like 3, 4 running backs that came from bigger schools, and I did, I came from VMI. Everybody else came from FBS school and everything like that. So I decided to take a chance, another chance. Got in the portal. Um, my so honestly, truth, I made it to William and Mary without any film. I made it because based off relationships from my last school. So that's why I never really burned bridges. So you really want to everybody you meet, just want to speak to them with gratitude and be respectful. So like the coaches from VMI actually put me on to women to Woman Mary. So there was this, so coaches know other coaches, and then they was just putting out a word for me, everything like that. And then Coach October, my OC at the time, he took a chance on me. So that's, and I just took that chance and ran with it. And now, right now I'm finishing my master's right now. My in business analytics right now, and then at this point right now, I'm in Tampa training for my pro day in March. So I'm just taking advantage of every opportunity I'm getting right now, and just thanking God for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. What was it like going to military school like VMI?
Military school, well, basically it's like, well, I was gonna go to Temple after my senior year, but I decided to wrestle like a dummy. Having wrestled since middle school, try to go back into wrestling my senior year, think it's gonna be the same as middle school. It's a totally different ball game. So I wasn't like really thinking as much. I was really going in for the workouts, and then this decided, I was like, hey, Rashad, you actually pretty good to wrestle somebody. I just decided to wrestle with some kid that was like top 25 in New Jersey, whatever. I was like, all right, that's dumb. Ended up tearing my labrum in one of my matches. VMI kept the offer for me, so I was like, I feel like everybody was backed off because of that. So actually, I feel like Coach Watt, like I owed him loyalty, so he ended up taking me on, and going the first couple of weeks, it was during COVID, so we had it's supposed to be Hell Week before, like the week before actual school, it's called Hell Week, but since we had COVID, it's kind of like we had like a Hell Week was actually 2 weeks long, so it was because of COVID, so it was like it was just a lot. It's like a lot going on. Like you getting yelled at with a mask on. You trying to run, you got a mask on. It's hard to breathe. You carrying logs with a mask on. You can't, every time you eat with somebody, you're like there's like a glass panel right across, and like it's just a lot of going on. So it's like even with COVID, like they still managed to like keep like the tradition going. A lot of kids were like going to hotels and stuff because they were sick, but it's like even if everybody's getting sick, it still kept the tradition going. That really made it even harder. So it's like, all right, so, and then it wasn't my first option, but I had to really think about the reason I'm there. It was like, all right, I don't want to go to military school, but like if it's free education, like who am I to be like, oh, I don't want to go to school because it's too hard. Like how can I go back and tell my mom, my dad, yeah, I dropped out of school because I didn't want to wake up in March, or wake up and like hold a gun, or like so it was just too hard. So I just had to think about where I'm coming from at that point, and just really look at myself in the mirror and be like, all right, bro, sometimes like Rashad, sometimes you gotta man up now. I'm not a little boy no more. So if it's hard, it's not going to be hard forever. It's just temporary. So just push through it. And after that, it was just basically just gave me everything I learned from that point on. Because at the end of the day, it's like just because you're going through something now doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Or like now, I tend not to take things too seriously. I tend not to take things serious to heart. So it's like, all right, it's not going my way now, but hey, God got something coming blessing me later in life, or like it's not going my way right now, but as long as I keep working, as long as I keep my head down and keep working, at some point I'm gonna break through. So that's really taught me at VMI. So doing all those years, the 3 years I was there.
Mm-hmm. How did this past season go for you guys?
We ended up going 7-5, but I feel like women married, like they brought me in with open arms. Honest truth, like with all respect, I came in as soon as I walked in. They ain't try to treat me like he's a transporter kid. They treated me like a brother, like a family. So I really appreciate that. And this past season, like we went 75. It didn't go where we planned, but I wouldn't change it for the world, you know. So like honest truth, like this is probably one of the best seasons and best brotherhoods I had this past season. Other than like maybe my other than like my VMI years, but like it's probably like this team together collectively, like it's really like family. Like, and I just got there and I was only there for 6 months, so I'm kind of bummed out. It couldn't have been any longer, but I'm really appreciated. I'm really appreciative of the opportunity that I got and everybody I met throughout the journey.
Mm-hmm. What makes you a unique player on the football field?
I tend to really like anticipate things. Like I feel like the people who can anticipate the fastest, or the people who can make faster plays. So I I kind of like manipulate certain players to do certain things I want them to do because I know where my blocking is coming from, or I know how to set them up correct because I watch a lot of film. I can still run past you, I can still run you over. But like instead of me just relying, sometimes people are like at some point you're gonna meet some good football players. It's not high school no more. Everyone in D1 is on scholarship. You can't just run past somebody all the time. So it's like you really gotta be able to set their feet up, set them up. If I'm running inside zone to the right, knowing I got a crack block on the safety, I might I'm always poised when I get the ball. So I always take my time. I press the line of scrimmage, make the backers commit down. They get picked up by my guard, double team up. So now I'm looking at the safety coming down. I might stutter his feet a little bit, knowing I got a crack block from my receiver coming across. So I might go hit him with a like freeze his feet for a little bit. And then my receiver will come by, block him. I just go around him and then end up going for a long run or scoring at that point. So I really just try to like manipulate people, or like I just try to like the game is never as fast as you think, because at the end of the day, like you control the game at the
Mm-hmm.
speed. You got the ball in your hands. People gotta react off of you. You know.
Yeah. Uh, so coming out of your hometown, what were your thoughts on how, like, what school you would make the decision of attending?
Oh, Tutty. Can
Like attending.
you repeat that question, please?
Yeah. Like coming out of your hometown as a kid growing up, what was it like for you to make the decision with your family attending the school that you wanted to go to?
Oh, okay. It was just, it was just at the end of the day, I took every opportunity as a blessing. I didn't, because at the end of the day, like a lot of kids want to play D1 ball. You can't always be too, you know what I'm saying? You can't always be too greedy or too, like not grateful for everything you got. Not everybody get the opportunity to play ball, so that just made it easier. Like attending a school, like I know what it's D1. A lot of kids want to go D1. A lot of kids can't go D1. I got an
Hmm.
opportunity to go D1, so I just took the opportunity, and I thank God. I prayed on it, and I just ended up going with that, and it ended up paying off in the long run anyway. So that's why I don't ever regret it now. I look back at it.
What is the process like for getting ready for a pro day like you are?
Oh, the process right now. Well, we work out 2 3 times a day. So I worked out this morning at 7:30. Came back around 12:30. Probably have to go back around about what I got workouts at 7:30, so about an hour and a half. So, um, it's just at this point, it's all about what you eat, how you take care of your body. You know, you know, like my trainers now, like they really know what they're talking about. So that right there is telling me like, okay, they know what they're doing. Like it's not their first time. It's not like you just working out like at a commercial gym or anything like that, just trying to get bigger. Like everything you do has a purpose. So, you gotta eat right, you gotta take care of your body. Sometimes you gotta really put in extra work. Just cause you work out in a facility. And when you come back home and you got those 2 3 hours to yourself after you take a shower, you might need to come sit, you might need to come stretch, you might need to come, you know, you might need to go back to the field on your own time and really work on certain drills that you need to improve on yourself. So, you got always write in my journal as well. Sometimes you really want, if you want to see improvement, you have to write it down. So always write
Hmm.
everything you want to do down, and then manifest it, pray on it. Just make sure you take the right steps to get to where you want to go and get to what you want to be, and then hopefully like the cards will fall on your the chips will fall in your favor. So.
Mm-hmm. I got another question. What type of NFL player do you compare yourself to?
I heard Alvin Kamara. I heard Joe Mixon. I heard so like honest truth, like probably more Alvin Kamara or like maybe I heard David Montgomery too. I heard a lot like those kind of players right there. I kind of like I really try to I try to take skill sets from certain players. You know, I try to like take all right, he's good at this, let me take that, or he's good at this, let me take that. I'm trying to really combine to be like a perfect creative player kind of, but I'm trying to take certain things from certain running backs and improving my game, you know? So that's how I try to look at things. Like, all right, I'm going to try to do his drill, try to perfect his drill. I'm going to try to take his drill. I might try to work out like Saquon. I might try to like be balanced like Alvin Kamara. I might try to do cuts like DeAndre Swift, everything like that, you know? So like everything like that, I'm trying to pick and choose where I want to get, like what I want from certain players and try to implement it in my game.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy night to come on and talk about your journey. And I'll definitely stay in touch with you. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what real life takes you. And good luck with your pro day in the near future. And hopefully you'll get into the NFL one day.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
See ya.